Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving into the wonderful, but let's be honest, kind of overwhelming process of bringing a new dog home. Whether you're welcoming a bouncy young puppy or a mature rescue dog, that transition period is a massive shift for both of you. Your new companion is suddenly adjusting to unfamiliar people, entirely new routines, strange smells, and spaces all at once. Our goal today is to figure out exactly how we can build their confidence, reduce their fear, and make everyday life together much easier.
Let's kick things off by challenging a super common assumption. Does socialization actually mean meeting absolutely everyone? A lot of us picture it as dragging our new dog out to a crowded street or letting them get swarmed by strangers and other dogs just so they, quote-unquote, get used to it. But we really need to rethink that entire approach.
To keep things stress-free, here's our roadmap for today's explainer. We'll redefine dog socialization, cover the calm adjustment period, talk about reading your dog's pace, introducing the world safely, specific tips for adult dogs and rescues, and finally, when to actually seek help.
All right, Section 1. Redefining dog socialization and what it really means. Let's completely reframe our understanding here. Basically, true socialization is just gently introducing your dog to new experiences to help them remain calm, comfortable, and responsive. The goal isn't to force your dog to absolutely love every single interaction, person, or animal they come across. It's really just about showing them that the world is generally safe and predictable. It's about fostering a calm state of mind so they can walk past a stranger or hear a loud noise and stay completely relaxed.
Moving on to Section 2, the calm adjustment period and decompressing at home. This is the crucial first phase.
Listen, an overwhelmed dog definitely doesn't need a busy social calendar right out of the gate. It's kind of like moving to a brand new country where you don't speak the language. You'd want a quiet room to gather your bearings before jumping into a massive street festival, right? What they need are predictable, quiet elements to feel secure. Give them a safe place to sleep and retreat to. Establish a highly consistent feeding and bathroom routine. Keep your interactions short and super low pressure. And above all, make sure they get plenty of rest. Decompression is literally the foundation of confidence. So once they're settled, we start introducing the outside world. And here's a huge takeaway. Socialization works best when new experiences are paired with something your dog already enjoys. If you pair scary things, like a loud garbage truck or bicycle zipping by, with treats, praise, play, or even just keeping a safe distance, your dog builds positive associations. If they hear that truck and look at you instead of panicking, absolutely reward them. Over time, the unfamiliar becomes associated with safety and positive outcomes.
Which brings us to Section 3, reading your dog's pace and letting them lead.
Is absolutely crucial to recognize when you need to step in and create some distance for your pup. Never, ever force them into situations they can't handle. When a dog is feeling comfortable, you'll see loose bodies, play bows, relaxed movements. That means you're doing great. But watch out for discomfort. A tucked tail, freezing up, yawning, repeatedly licking their lips, growling, or even refusing treats they normally devour, these are massive red flags that they're over their threshold. If you push them through that fear, you can actually make the reactivity worse. So, when you see those signs, back up and give them the space they need to recover. All right, Section 4. Introducing the world safely, specifically people, dogs, and sounds. Once your dog is comfortable with you, it's time to branch out. Let's talk about people first. When visitors come over, the best thing you can do is ask them to totally ignore the dog at first. Let your dog approach when they feel ready. You can even have the guest gently toss a treat without crowding them. Also, keep in mind that everyday human clothing can be surprisingly terrifying to a dog. Things like hats, sunglasses, uniforms, bulky coats, and backpacks completely change a person's silhouette. To a dog, you might as well look like an alien invader. Gradually introducing your dog to people wearing these items from a safe distance is a total game changer.
Now, what about other dogs? Please, whatever you do, avoid turning your new dog loose in a chaotic, crowded dog park. Instead, try a much more structured, low-pressure approach. First, start with just one calm, friendly dog. Second, meet in a neutral area, so there's absolutely no territorial tension. Third, try a parallel walk, keeping both dogs moving in the same direction with plenty of space between them. And finally, keep those initial interactions really short. End it on a high note while they're still relaxed.
Socialization isn't just about the great outdoors. It also includes daily handling. You want to routinely practice touching your dog's paws and ears, looking at their teeth, brushing their coat, putting on a collar or harness, or having them stand calmly on a scale. But keep these handling sessions super brief and highly rewarded.
This is exactly how you make sure routine care, grooming, and future vet visits are totally stress-free for the both of you.
Next up are everyday sounds, like vacuums, doorbells, thunderstorms, or kitchen appliances. Here is a massive rule of thumb. Never trap your dog near a frightening noise. Always start at a low intensity. For example, run the vacuum in another room while feeding them treats and let them move away if they need space. Slowly decrease that distance over days or weeks as they build up their confidence.
It's all about a steady progression of outings. Day 1 might just be a quiet neighborhood walk. By week 1, maybe a short car ride. Month 1, visiting a pet-friendly store during a totally dead, uncrowded hour. And by month 2, sitting at a distance from a busy playground. The key thing to remember is that 5 highly successful calm minutes in a quiet park are vastly more valuable to your dog's brain than a disastrous hour in a totally overwhelming environment.
Let's move to Section 5, Adult Dogs and Rescues, and having patience with the past.
Adult dogs can absolutely learn to feel safer and more confident, but it might take a bit more time. A lot of rescues have limited social experience or even negative associations. It's critical not to assume a dog is just being stubborn or bad. Fear very often looks like barking, lunging, or avoidance. They're just trying to create distance from something terrifying. Understanding that patience, consistency, and gradual exposure can heal these fear-based reactions will completely shift how you train and support your dog.
And that brings us to Section 6, when to seek help and knowing when to call a pro.
Look, sometimes love and patience just aren't quite enough, and that's totally okay. If you see specific triggers, like intense fear around people or dogs, frequent growling, snapping, or lunging, an absolute inability to recover after a stressful encounter, panicking in new environments, or a history of biting, you need to call a qualified trainer or a veterinary behavior professional. Getting early support for these issues is going to prevent fear-based behavior from escalating and becoming way harder to manage down the road.
So, the ultimate takeaway from this explainer is simple. The goal is building a lifetime of trust and confidence. Socializing your new dog isn't a race to expose them to as many things as humanly possible. It's fundamentally about creating safe, positive experiences. Go slowly, heavily reward their calm behavior, and always listen to what their body language is telling you.
I'll leave you with this question to ponder as you step back out into the world with your new best friend. What small, positive experience will you introduce your dog to today? Because remember, every single little step counts toward a happier, much more confident life together. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer.